Hey, what's good? It's Marquel Russell here, and welcome to the Strategic Scale Show. We sit down with business owners who are making $300,000 a year up to $10 million plus per year, and we map out a strategic game plan to help them scale the business while actually working less hours. And on today's episode, I sat down with an owner of a therapy practice, and her biggest question was, how do I strategically scale my practice, build out my team, recruit top talent, and systemize the whole process? And that's what we got into. So now she knows exactly how to scale the business to and beyond the $1 million mark. Let's jump into the show. So, Dr. RJ, tell everybody who you are and what you do.
I'm Dr. RJ. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, and I help busy, burned out executives eliminate stress, anxiety, and burnout so that they can truly live and love the lives they have.
Nice. So, kind of walk us through, I guess, big picture, like how you got from where you were, just in general, like what got you here? Like, how did you end up in this career?
Yes. So, I've been a psychologist. Man, I was like maybe 25, a super young psychologist. I went straight through undergrad, got my master's, got my doctorate. And then I worked as a clinical director for a couple of agencies, got burned out and opened my own private practice, got burned out and then had to make a shift so that I could have some longevity and an exit strategy. So that's how I got to this point. Got it.
So you have experience being burned out.
Oh yeah.
So you know what that looks like, and then now you actually can teach it.
I know what it looks like, what it sounds like, when it's coming, when people are avoiding it. Like, I know it.
Got it.
Yeah.
When they're avoiding it, what does that look like?
Feeling like if I tell somebody I'm struggling, it means I'm less competent, or I'm not as smart as I thought I was, or I'm an imposter. And I can see all of that like right away.
Got it. Okay, cool. So what would you say, so based on where the business is now and where you're looking to get it to, what would you say is the biggest scale constraint right now? Because I know we work together personally a lot anyway. So we've worked on a lot of cool stuff, and I know you got some initiatives already in play. But what would you say is the biggest thing, if you walk away with this from this session, would be ideal for you?
I think the biggest thing would be being able to run a group practice.
Okay.
So part of it, I've been thinking through it, and I'm like, okay, what would allow me to still be in my purpose, still have the impact that I love, still see changes, but I'm not doing all of it by myself. Now, obviously, one-to-one is not the answer for everybody. I like about 20% of one-to-one because that's where my passion is. And I realize in order to scale, I need to have me like 10 times.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So basically, how to scale the therapy practice?
Yes.
Okay, good. The therapy side, what do we want to scale that to?
Okay, so let me give you some background.
Okay.
All right. So my office manager, we work very close together. So she's more than an office manager. She helps me track revenue. When you and I meet, she helps execute whatever it is we talk about. And so a conversation we had a few months ago, I'm just pulling up the spreadsheet. I was looking at the numbers and I'm like, I can't do this by myself. Like, I gotten frustrated, and that's not even my style, but I'm looking at the numbers and I'm like, my clients are showing up. I'm doing my part. I'm properly priced. The quality of care is excellent. My clients are getting better. And I'm looking and I'm like, but I can't do this by myself. So the quarterly revenue goal is, the monthly revenue goal is 42K.
Okay. That's individually, or is that with?
That would be all of therapy. That would be the goal.
With adding the group piece, with adding the group piece. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So from the group therapy.
Or the group practice.
Group practice.
Yes.
So you know what you're able to deal with.
Right.
And then from a group standpoint, are you saying you want to move where you serve clients in the group, or like where you have other therapists, or like what, explain group therapy, a group program?
Yes, so what I'd like to do, I like to keep my clients and my number just as it is. I feel like it's my sweet spot, it's perfect, I'm not exhausted, I'm not burned out, and my clients are getting better.
Right.
And also, what's important to me, so my clients are executives, they're judges, they're attorneys, they're physicians. When they need to move around, I don't want to be like, I'm too busy, I don't have a space.
Right.
So I have the number just like perfect where they can have wiggle room.
Right.
And it's not enough revenue-wise. And so what I'd like is to replicate me, starting out about 4 times, but eventually to 10 of me.
Got it.
Working with other clients.
So, okay, got it. So the target, you said, You want to replicate you 4 times first?
First, yes.
Got it. What's like the timeline?
The timeline is now. So
you
by
you want to do that like ASAP?
ASAP, yeah.
Got it. Okay, good.
So by the start of Q1, rolling with four
more
of me.
Therapists. Okay, got it. And then do you already have a pipeline for like prospects or any prospects?
I have a couple. So I did I did an interest video. I did a Zoom call, for interest. I probably should do that again. Mm-hmm. What's happening is that individual therapists are comfortable post-pandemic in their own homes.
Got it.
And they don't really want to work for anyone else. However, I think what early business owners don't understand is that that's not sustainable. I've been doing this for 15 years. It's not sustainable to do one-to-one in that way without getting burned out. And so group practice is better mentally for the therapist, it's better for the client, it's better for referrals, it's just better overall. However, individual therapists or newer therapists right now, they just see that it's easy and it's good money. So they're not really in general looking to be a part of a group.
Got it. So meaning a group of like other therapists who are serving. Got it.
Right.
So who is the ideal therapist candidate that would be more lean towards this type of model?
The ideal therapist candidate will be fully licensed in Georgia, or either a license that can go anywhere. They would their problem would be they're really good at therapy. However, the overhead, the paperwork, the keeping up with all the rules, the constant flow of clients is problematic. So they may have a lot of clients one month and not many the next month.
Okay.
We don't have that issue. We have a constant flow, we have a system, we have automations, we have everything set up and organized because we invest in it.
You're probably like, whoa, Marquel, slow down. If you're enjoying the show so far, you may be wondering, how do you actually become a guest? Now, this isn't a platform where anybody can just get on. You gotta be in a specific area of your business where we can really do a solid deep dive. If you wanna be a guest on an upcoming episode, all you gotta do is go to strategicscaleguest.com. strategicscaleguest.com. There is an application process, so go over there, answer a couple simple questions, watch the quick video that I have there, answer a couple simple questions, and if you meet the criteria, our team will reach out to you and we'll get it scheduled and we can figure out if you're gonna come to our office where we do a deep dive or we come to your office. So go ahead, strategicscaleguest.com. Let's get back into the show. Cool. So let's just look at this from a marketing campaign standpoint.
Okay.
So if we say the avatar for the ideal therapist that you want to add, the pain point, the things that they require, because like you said, the newer ones, they're not really problem aware enough that this is a benefit to them.
Yeah.
What are the ones who are problem aware? Can you bring me that down one more time?
So they would have issues with overhead.
Okay, overhead.
And maintaining a constant flow of clients. So not so many where they're burned out, but not too little where they're not having consistent revenue.
Got it. So inconsistent revenue. So with coming into your model, they can have consistent revenue, don't got to worry about how they're going to get clients, and they can eliminate all the overhead they got.
Yeah, it's like plug and play.
Got it.
Like we have a great reputation. Again, our clients get better. They're proud of being a part of the practice. So they're coming into something that's already built, already has a good reputation, that's already running well. They just have to do their part, be a good therapist, and that's it. They close their laptop at the end of the day, and that's it.
Got it. How many do they need to already have been a therapist for a certain amount of years?
No, they just have to be fully licensed. So fully licensed takes care of all of the other requirements. So that means they've already been doing therapy for thousands of hours in order to even get licensed.
Cool. And then when you did so I know you did an interest call before.
Yes.
What was the results of that?
I got about 10 people on the Zoom call, and then 2 of them were interested. One only wanted to do private pay, but the rates that she wanted to charge, I think didn't match her credentials and ability. So I'm like,
She wanted to charge higher.
Yeah, and I'm like, it wasn't a good fit. And so I had 2 that are kind of serious, but they're already overloaded with working for other companies. And so they're like, give me some time, let me ease down from these because it's all contract work. Let me ease down for these so that I can make room for you.
Okay.
So part of the thing too, a lot of licensed therapists are doing like contract work for so many different people instead of just one place where they can concentrate, get things done, and make a significant amount of profit.
Got it. How did you, so what's the time, what would be the time commit? Is this a full-time thing for them?
It
What
would
time
be
commitment for them?
20 hours
Okay.
a week of face-to-face time with clients.
Okay, and is this in person or virtual?
Virtual. Everything
Okay.
is 100% virtual.
Okay, good. Got it. And then where did these 10 people come from?
Facebook,
Posting
TikTok.
on Facebook?
Yep.
TikTok, okay,
TikTok,
good.
Facebook.
And you've only done it one time?
One time.
How long ago was that?
During our last quarter, no.
Because we talked about it at the
we,
CEO camp.
We did it at the CEO camp. I did it that same day.
Oh, you did it that same day? Got it.
Yeah.
Were you planning on doing another one?
I should, now that I'm talking to you.
Yeah, for sure. I would definitely do another one. Another thing is like where do the best candidates for this hang out? Like where would you find them?
Oh, that's a good question. Instagram. But I don't know. That's a good question because often on Instagram they're already established, like they have their thing going. So
Kinda.
Maybe it may look like it.
Yeah, exactly. Instagram is a smoke screen a lot of times, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes they may look established, but it's like they could actually be looking for what's like one of those directories where you find therapists, where therapists hang out. I think one time
psychologytoday.com
yeah,
and therapyforblackgirls.com are the main two.
How can you go on there? Are those like good pools for candidates?
I think so.
So let's just go to one real quick.
Yeah.
So let's say
So do psychologytoday.com. It's easier to navigate in my opinion.
Psychology Today. Let's go here. Location. No, we'll need that.
You can go to find a therapist. Yep. There you go.
Boom. So right here, right?
Yes.
So if we go here, and then if we want to,
you know, as you're talking, outside of Metro Atlanta would probably be more of my ideal.
Really, outside of Metro Atlanta,
because it's virtual, right? They can be anywhere in the state of Georgia.
So where should we look?
Put in Macon.
Let's look at Macon. Boom.
Macon, where it's shaking.
For sure. Macon, Georgia.
Yeah.
Boom. All right. Excellent.
Yes. So when I'm looking through, they would have, so pre-licensed would not work. You see how under the first one it says pre-licensed?
Where you see that at?
Under Amanda Moreland.
Okay, pre-licensed
that doesn't work.
Can we filter on here?
Yeah,
all filters.
We should be able to, and do license.
Let's see, insurance, types of therapy.
It should be a license.
Age, faith, individual, couple, sliding scale. Sexuality, ethnicity, age, types of therapy, insurance, specialties.
That's interesting.
It is interesting, right?
In-person mail. Well, let's just do available.
Available? Where you say that at?
Under how would you like to see your therapist, or show only therapists who are available.
Show only therapists who
on
are
the second line
available.
Yeah, and let's do them, and then I can easily scroll through or look through for license.
All right, boom.
Okay, so the second one
could work.
She's fully licensed.
Perfect.
The next one is fully licensed. Yeah, they're fully licensed.
So these are fully licensed.
Yeah. That pre-license wouldn't work, but most of them look fully licensed, which is cool.
So how could you go through here and tell if this would be somebody worth reaching out to?
I would look at their profile, and if who they serve matches my ideal client, then that would be someone I would contact. So where it says, are you or your child struggling with anxiety, that wouldn't be for me.
That wouldn't be for you, perfect.
Nope. Right under here, mental health, hospice, too general. Right here would be good. This
Rhonda?
Marriage and family therapist, because she could fill in a gap that I have. I don't do couples therapy.
Yep.
That's not my thing.
I see Rhonda, and I saw another one down here as well.
Another LMFT.
Alicia is marriage and family as well.
Yep. So they would be good. And then I really like clinical social workers because they don't mind getting their hands dirty. So the Comfy Place, it seemed like she might have a company though. Is that right or no? Am I reading that wrong? That might just be she could have a company and have 2 clients.
That's true. That's true. All right, cool.
But yes, so.
All right, perfect. So now we can go from here. So let's just say, who was the first one that popped out? That would be good. Rhonda.
Rhonda, yes.
So the only way to contact Rhonda here is a call or email.
Yep, call or email.
So literally, what we can do to get 4 candidates is, let's say, for example, we did a campaign where it was like.
I need to take some notes.
Yeah, let's take some notes.
Okay.
So let's say, let's go to a notepad, right?
Okay, you'll take the notes?
Yeah, we can go through some notes.
Perfect.
So let's say we went through here and we was like, let's say we put together an email. And so if we were speaking to them and we wanted to send them an email,
it would be something like, I want to make sure that the therapists also aren't burnt out. And so something that speaks to preventing burnout for them, but also still doing what they love and making a profit while doing it.
Yeah. So let's just say, for example, what was the lady's name we saw?
Rhonda.
So let's say the subject line was Rhonda. And then let's say in parentheses, we just put interested in your services. Because that's accurate, right?
That's what we need, yes.
So we're interested in your services. And then let's say the email, let's say we said, hey, Rhonda, and you probably have your assistant.
Yes. Yep.
Hey, Rhonda, it's, we say it's Amy, the executive assistant.
I don't know how you type on your iPad.
You know what?
I have to have a keyboard.
I would actually make this more personable. So I would say, but I would get her to send it back. Hey, Rhonda, it's Dr. RJ. I own a fast-growing therapy practice. What how do you call it?
Therapy practice will work.
Therapy practice. Let me see. Hey, Rhonda, I just found, because you can actually take it a step further. Because let's say, for example, you found Rhonda, and then we put together a 2-step process. So we find Rhonda on Psychology Today, and it's like, okay, let's go check her out a little bit. Then we go to Instagram and find her, and then we go to Facebook and find her, and then then we just kind of looking at what she got going on, and then from there, probably send the email.
I like that.
Does that make sense?
To make it more personalized.
So
I see that you do this. Just to kind of see
personally outside of Psychology Today, who are you? Like, who are you on Facebook?
Yeah.
Who are you on Instagram? And let's kind of see then, and then from there, if things check out.
That's a great idea.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. So let's say, hey, Rhonda, I just found you on, wait, let me see. I found, and like you said, it's not super easy to type on iPad, but we're going to go with this.
Yeah.
I found you on, I'm just going to put Psychology Today.
Yes.
And of course you put it in your words, but after doing some snooping.
I love that.
Around on your Instagram and Facebook, I'm very interested in your services. By the way, I'm Dr. RJ. And of course, you spell your whole last name out, but I'm not. Right? I want a fast-growing therapy practice here in Atlanta. I would say therapy practice right up the street from you in Atlanta.
Oh, I love that.
Depending on how you want to present, you could either say ATL or Atlanta, however you want to do it, right? Just to kind of make it super personal.
Yeah.
And work with, how would you you said it earlier, the type of clients you work with.
I would say busy, burned out executives.
Busy, burned out executives.
Part of the thing, though, is there are other people who need help.
Okay.
So that's the thing. Like, even though I'm doing great with that, there are other people.
Got it. So you want to expand those as well?
Yes.
Got it. So busy, burned out executives, and who else would?
You mean like who else do I work with, or who would I want the practice to work
Both.
with? Busy, burned out executives, and
actually, you know what? We got to say that because again, we want to make this email short and sweet. So right up the street from you in ATL, and
maybe like I'm on a mission to make therapy easy for our community.
Got it. Perfect. On a mission.
Getting therapy easy, because
there's so many currently have more clients than I can serve.
Yes.
And I currently have more clients than I can serve. I'm on a mission to make therapy accessible to everyone, and I know I can't do it alone. With that said, I'm reaching out to a few other therapists who have bandwidth.
Oh, I like to have bandwidth too, because I don't want anybody burned out or doing the most.
To serve more clients, to join me on the mission while putting more money in your pocket.
Consistent money.
Consistent, more consistent money in your pocket. Hey, what's up? Real quick, if you're watching this episode, which you clearly are, and you're like, okay, this is amazing. If you're a business owner right now watching this and you're making $30K to $100K per month at least, or you're making $1 million or $5 million and you're looking to get to 10, 15, 20 million and beyond, and you're like, how do I strategically scale my business without burning out and without sacrificing the thing that matters, all the things that matters? I actually put together a special bonus gift for podcast listeners only. So if you go to strategicscalegift.com, that's strategicscalegift.com. We're going to hook you up with some tools, some strategies, some systems that you can apply into your business immediately to help you strategically scale your business without burning out, so you can impact more people and scale to the $1 million business, to the $1 million mark and beyond. Go get that right now, strategicscalegift.com, and let's get back to the show.
Because the thing with therapy, it can be up and down. It's like any service. If you don't have a system, it's like 1 month can be great and one month is like, what's happening?
What's the best way you want them to, what do we want them to do? Do we want them to reply here? Do you want them to go to a link to schedule a chat, or
book a call?
Book a call, okay, cool. If this is of interest.
So I'll put the link in there.
Yep. Let's schedule a quick chat to see if there's a fit. Here's my direct calendar booking link, and then just drop the link in there.
Yep.
And then I just put, if there's no time that fits your schedule, just reply to this email, and my executive assistant Amy will what's the word when we want to
coordinate?
There we go. Coordinate.
A time, like a time for us to speak soon.
Yep. Coordinate a time for us to speak. And then I'll say, by the way, and say, oh. And I'll just say, you can also learn more about me. More about me, what we do at, your IG?
Yeah. I mean, the website is fine, but IG is more personal.
That's it. At
Ask Dr. RJ, ASKDRRJ.
Boom, I'm just gonna put IG and you can fill it in.
Yep.
Then I just sign off, and then I just put sign off, however you sign off.
Okay.
All right, so subject line, just their name, interested in your services. Hey, Rhonda, I found you on Psychology Today, and after doing some snooping around on your Instagram and Facebook, I'm very interested in your services. By the way, I'm Dr. RJ. I own a fast-growing therapy practice right up the street from you and ATL, and currently have more clients than I can serve. I'm on a mission to make therapy accessible to everyone, and I know that I can't do it alone. With that said, I'm reaching out to a few other therapists. I like just making some of these lines shorter. With that said, I'm reaching out to a few other therapists with bandwidth who has. You definitely go have to proofread this for sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Has bandwidth to serve more clients, to join me on the mission while putting more consistent money in your pocket. If this is of interest to you, let's schedule a quick chat to see if there's a fit. Here's my direct calendar booking link. If there's no time to fit your schedule, just reply to this email. My executive assistant Amy will coordinate a time for us to speak. You can also learn more about me and what we do and then just drop your IG and then sign off.
What about, how do I set myself apart to make sure they know I'm a real person? Because I get all kinds of emails and offers, and I'm like, nah.
So I would say, so that's a great question. I think one thing is the link to the IG. I think I think another thing is, I think you could also say, I also made you this quick video, so you know that I'm a real person.
I love that. Yeah.
And then you drop the link.
Okay.
And then you can literally be like, hey, Rhonda, Dr. RJ, I know I just sent you this email randomly, but wanted to make sure we connect and you see that I'm a real person, because I get all kind of offers as well. I'm sure you do as well, so I want to just shoot you this personal video. So, let's schedule a chat if this sounds like it's a fit.
I like it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then I would also, for those who got phone numbers, so let's just say, for example, this 478, it may or may not be a cell phone.
Right.
Right? So if that's the case, we could probably also shoot a text as well.
Okay.
Hey Rhonda, I'm Dr. RJ. I'm very interested in your services. I just sent you an email, give more details to see if we can work together to like push her to the email.
Yep.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So I think we do that, and then we just use the same email, and then we have your assistant send out, 10 to 20 of these a day for the next few days and see what kind of replies we get. In addition to what you're doing on Facebook, because now you got the pipeline on Facebook from social media doing that. And then also, have you used this copy and positioning or something similar on social?
No.
So I would use some of this messaging on social as well. Like you can literally take this, modify it for Facebook, and then see how many responses you get.
That's exciting.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. So any questions on this?
No.
All right, cool. So the first thing we need is like, all right, who attracting the prospects? Kind of like getting clients.
Yes.
And then from there, once they say yes, what's your training process like? Because they come in and just do therapy as they've always done therapy,
No.
or they need to do your process, right?
They have to be indoctrinated into we call it the SOC way, the standard of care way.
Good.
So there are 10 ways that we operate, or 10
10 tenets?
Yes,
Okay.
that we operate from. So it would start with them reviewing the SOPs and all of that before they meet with me.
Okay.
Then they'll meet with me virtually, and I'll go over everything.
After you've accepted them on board?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes. And what do you think about that? You think they should meet?
So I think, they need to, all right, perfect. So walk me through it. So,
Okay. So if they say yes.
So we're going to start with yes. So they say yes, then what happens?
Then they'll be sent over all the information about the practice, a contract,
Okay.
what it means to be an independent contractor, the rates, so all of that
So they get
information.
contract and onboarding docs.
Yes.
Okay, good. And then once they get the contract and onboarding docs.
Once they sign those, then they meet with me.
Okay, they sign and then meet with you.
Yes.
Okay, cool. One-on-one. Oh, is that right or no?
Group. I prefer group.
Okay, so meet with Dr. RJ in group. Good. And then what?
And then we do an orientation. So we go through.
So they meet with you for the orientation?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Cool.
And they will, as far as like logistics, how to put in their therapy notes and all that, they'll do that with my assistant.
Okay, perfect.
But this part is like the being indoctrinated into our why, our vision, our mission, our values. All of that will come from me.
On the orientation video?
Yes.
Perfect. So one thing I think, so back here, once they sign the contract and the onboarding docs and they sign, I think, because you already got those tenets and the mission and the
Yes.
values and all that, right? So how, based on what you're doing, how soon could you create some videos to cover that?
I have some. I have.
Because I think if you can, I think it'd be more efficient for you.
Yeah.
For them, once they sign the documents, they get access to an online portal.
Yes.
And they watch the videos. So
We
it's
have
like, hey.
an onboarding online portal.
So I would have them do that then versus you
Okay.
teaching it live. And then when you do the orientation, it's just whatever you want to teach live, you introducing them asking you questions, that type of thing. But I would, as much as you can like productize, I would do that. So that way, as you continue to grow it, you always don't got to be on the orientation teaching the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. So when you go from 4 to 40, you know what I'm saying? Now they can come in, they can on board, and then even with this orientation call, it gets to the point where that's not even you.
Right.
It's somebody else. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So then what happens? So they come in, they sign, they get access to the portal to go through the training, and then they get on the orientation call with you. And then what happens?
Then they have to meet with my assistant to get credentialed through the insurance companies.
Got it.
So it's really just more onboarding, like document signing.
Yep.
Once they do that, then they will put their availability in our calendar. We use Simple Practice is the health records that we use. They'll put their availability in, and then we fill it up with clients.
Do they do any training or practice sessions or any of that type of stuff before getting on with clients, or they just get right on with clients?
They just get right on with clients. In the orientation, though, I have kind of rapport building, all the things that should be done.
Got it.
Often when therapists are seasoned, they kind of do their own thing and they forget about the basics that really matter.
Gotcha.
And so that's part of the orientation.
Okay, perfect. And then so they come with Simple Practice, then they do the sessions. How do you do what quality control are you doing? What happens like once they start doing how are you making sure that everything is still to the standard?
That's a good question. So there will be monthly like supervisions or consultations.
Okay.
But I do need to sort out how to do quality control and make sure nothing crazy is happening.
Yeah.
Part of the reason I want fully licensed people is because when you're under your own license, you have to protect it. You have to have 40 hours of continuing education. So there are things that will protect the client already embedded in the fully licensed piece that I wouldn't have to micromanage. But as far as quality control, making sure they're doing the art of therapy, I would need to tease that out a little bit more.
I mean, how to make sure it's right.
It's good. Make sure it's good.
Are these calls, are they recorded? Or can you not record because of certain things?
So on Simple Practice, I can record them and just make sure the client knows that I am viewing them. So that would be part of the client onboarding, that I get signed permission that the owner or psychologist will be reviewing these for quality control.
Got it.
So
how hard is that to do? Is that pretty?
That's easy.
Pretty standard. Okay, cool. So I would just definitely do that because again, you tying your brand to it.
Yeah.
So we'll just want to make sure that's airtight and like, because again, and I guess part of, because like these individuals, because like even when I was just on here, what was her name? Rhonda. I see it says 3. I think I saw 3 endorsements or something like that. So I guess even then, I'm not sure.
Those are like people who say they know her or work with her, almost like a testimonial or endorsements.
But you can't really see the testimonials on here.
Yeah, because there they are.
Oh, there they are.
But it's usually other professionals who are endorsing.
Got it. Kind of like LinkedIn, kind of.
Yep.
Okay, got it. So yeah, so just part of that process. But the cool thing is like you got so many candidates.
Yeah, and that's
I almost wish I'd have thought about this when we talked about it the first time. But this is like just in making, right? You got like 9 pages of candidates. Like, do you?
I definitely need a mail.
Okay. Yeah. Boom. It's crazy. I clicked there and the mail automatically popped up.
Yeah.
So what I would do, action steps based on this, I would get this email over to Amy. Let's give her a KPI. Hey, let's send X amount of these out per day. And then let's start getting some calls booked. Emails and texts letting people know that we just sent you this email.
Now, I have a question as far as not really bandwidth, but not doing too many things at one time. Would this so I'm launching my book. Yeah. That's the other side of Ask Dr. RJ. Can I do both of these things at the same time without it being confusing?
Great question. So when you launch your book?
The final launch is November 14th.
November 14th. Cool.
So in 2 weeks.
Perfect. In 2 weeks. And then how long is that launch? Is it like a whole?
It's the 1st through the 14th.
1st of November to the 14th.
Yes.
When do you want to kick off this initiative? Like, what kind of bandwidth do you have between times, or is this better to execute on the back end of the
I like done what's next, so I would be ready like on the 15th for this part. Like we can prepare for it and get the emails together. I have the bandwidth to find the candidates, get them in a list and go through them during our meetings, and then just kick it off right after.
Because you can technically, if you want it, you could technically
like schedule it.
You could technically have the outbound already happening because you're not involved in this.
Right.
And just kind of give some criteria. You could even shoot like a Loom video and be like, hey, Amy, here's the stuff I'm looking for in these candidates. Look at this, here's like a checklist, give her like a checklist and find these type of people. Go ahead and send these out and make all my availability
After the 14th.
After the 14th, right?
Yeah.
And then even in that, even in this, you can say, boom, 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 boom. With that said, I'm reaching out. If this is interesting, let's schedule a quick chat to see if there's a fit. Here's my direct calendar link.
Would it be too much because to say I'm launching my book, and the reason I'm grappling with this is because a lot of therapists want to do that. They want to develop their own brand. They want to be an author. They want to be an expert in their field.
Yep.
Or is that too much on this end? I can deal with that later.
So I was literally thinking the same thing you're thinking because I wanna weave that in. So here's my direct calendar link. So I think we can say
I could invite them to the book launch.
Yeah, I think we can say I'm in the middle of my book launch, so spots on the calendar are limited
for the next couple of weeks.
I would just say so.
Okay.
If there's an interest, let's schedule a quick chat to see if there's a fit. Here my direct book link. I'm in the middle of a book launch, so spots on the calendar are limited. So if there's no time that fits your schedule, just reply to this email. My executives and we'll get it coordinated.
Yep.
Perfect. So we kind of got it weaved in, and then we can get them booked. What you think about that?
I like it. Should I invite them to the book launch?
You can. I would just kind of wait
for a response. I don't want to give like too many things.
Yeah, you don't want to give them too many things. Like right now, because the cool thing is we also link them up to your Instagram, and if they go to the Instagram, they'll see
it all there. Yep.
The book launch stuff there. Because we don't want it to feel like this email is about the book launch.
Yep.
We wanted to make sure this is about the main thing.
Yep.
And then people are going to go over and check it out.
Okay.
So I would have Amy like, hey, here's a checklist. Go ahead and start going through. So now when the 15th happens, we're not starting outreach.
Yeah.
Like for the next 2 weeks can be solely focused on outreach and building a pipeline.
Yep.
Right? Because we know we gotta get more candidates in the pipeline than people who are going to actually show up to the call. Because some people are going to agree initially. Some people are going to have the calls, and after the call, you're going to find out it's not a fit.
Yep.
Right? Some you're going to know it is a fit, but you already know, just like any kind of pipeline, we got to have more leads to the top of the funnel to get enough at the bottom.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So where are we? All right, cool. So we talked about the avatar for this. Then we talked about when they're going to onboard. Got out to 10 tenants. You already got an online portal.
Yes.
To look at what they need to go through from a training standpoint. And then contract and onboarding documents. They're going to sign. They're going to get access to the portal. They're going to watch those videos. They're going to come through an orientation with you. And then they're going to meet with the assistant to get credentialed. And then from there, once they're credentialed, then we're going to start getting them on the calls with some clients. Before that, we're going to make sure we got the stuff in place. So we're recording those calls.
Yes.
So we can make sure from a training and client care standpoint, we got those recorded. So now you can review them and now do any training if necessary. Is that
I like
all right?
it. Yeah. I'm picturing how it'll work. It sounds good.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then once and I can look at it as well. Once I can look at the portal,
yeah.
And or whatever you're setting up, I can look at it and kind of give any feedback. So you got an extra set of eyes because it's almost going to look like the members area almost of a coaching program, right? Because when they come in, you want to go through this and watch this and submit these documents, and and that's going to be part of the weeding process.
Yeah.
Because some people are going to start going through some of that, and they're going to.
They might be like, it's too much.
It's too much.
Which I don't want anybody like
100%.
that. 100%. Anyway.
So now we'll just let them drop off, and we'll let the system feed it. So now the people who make it to orientation,
yep,
it's like, okay, they've gone through some things.
Yeah.
How you feel?
I'm excited.
Cool.
Yeah.
What questions you got about any of this? So we got who's the candidates. We got the process to onboard them. You already know how you're going to pay them and all that different type of stuff. And you already know initially to hit your initial revenue target, you only need 4.
Yes.
And then you already got enough pipeline coming
to get
in
4.
To get 4. Yeah. And if any therapists, certain license are watching this, y'all tap in.
Yes.
Just in case, it's been spots.
Come be a part of greatness.
There you go. I'm looking at all the cameras. Which camera should I be looking at when I'm talking? This one? Yeah. All right, good. So this one. All right, good. So, yeah, what questions you got?
Part of another thing I've been grappling with is kind of like what can I say to not to make sure, but, and not even to convince, but people are just comfortable. And I think they're comfortable because they don't know what's coming. Like we're in, therapists went from being mostly face-to-face and brick and mortar, and then came the shakeup of the pandemic, everything is virtual. And then it's like, oh, I like just being in a shirt and my pajama bottoms and doing this on my own. What I know is coming is that overhead change, when there's changes in the political climate, the insurance rates change, they may increase, they may decrease, the interest in therapy changes with the community. So it's like they were brought up in a cushy bubble, and that bubble is going to burst. Is that my job to like look for those people, or like how do I?
So I think so two things. So number one is I would definitely, all that messaging you just said, I would turn those into posts on your social media.
Okay.
And speak to that and talk about here's the solution I've created to help those.
Yeah.
And then when you're doing your interviews, like talking through that as well.
Okay.
And I think also even in some of the criteria, I guess it doesn't really say on here like how long they've been doing it.
Sometimes they do. I have it in mind.
I guess if you can see.
Oh, practice for 3 years.
So would she be?
Yeah. She would be, well, let me just say this. She would be the one whose bubble is going to burst and she's not ready.
She's not ready. Got it. What about
9 years? She would be more ideal.
She would be more ideal.
She's seen ups and downs.
You get what I'm saying? So that's what we want to look at. So it's part of your checklist when you hand this over.
Okay.
You're like, hey, go into their thing, go in here, see how long they've been in practice. Let's just find another random one real quick. 11 years.
11 years wouldn't
be ideal?
No, because, well, from what I'm assuming, 11 years she's gone through the ups and downs and probably has like figured it out.
So what's the probably?
I don't know for sure.
Yeah, so what would you say is the sweet spot if we're giving this SOP over to do the reach outs?
I would say, what year is this, 2024?
Yep.
2019, 28, so, oh my gosh, the years fly by. So anybody who's in practice at least since 2018.
So 6 years?
Yes.
But less than what though? Because you said the 11 years wouldn't, because technically
I'll say 6 to 10. Let's just say 6 to 10.
So this lady right here said she got over 17 years in the field.
So over 17 years is also ideal because they don't really know what they're doing. And
generally speaking.
Not therapy-wise, but technology-wise.
Got it.
That's what I mean. I didn't mean it therapy-wise, but I mean like all of they haven't figured out how to automate, how to enhance, how it doesn't have to be written on paper. I was working with an agency, and they brought out like a stack of papers for me to sign, and I'm like,
what a digital jungle.
What has happened? They have stuff like posted on the wall, and I'm just like, what are y'all doing?
Right.
So
for sure.
That would be the.
So homework. I would literally go through here and create like a checklist.
Okay.
And like, hey, Amy, here's the criteria you were looking for. If they meet boom, boom, boom. Because I know you said 9 years was good, but 11 wasn't. But then you was like 17 is good.
Yeah.
So it's like we got to figure out what it is so she can go through. But it's like more than enough candidates.
And that's just Macon.
And this is just Macon.
Yeah.
So there's no way you can tell me we won't go through here and get.
So we have the whole state of Georgia.
Exactly.
The only requirement is licensed in Georgia because everything's virtual.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. What other questions you got on this? So we got clear action steps?
Yes.
So run me the action steps back from you,
So the first thing I'm going to do is have the criteria, get that ready for Amy, so that while I'm doing the book launch, she can already get the pipeline going, send out the email, I'll craft the email, I'll record the video just saying, hey, I'm a real person, which takes just a couple of minutes, give her the spreadsheet, give her the KPIs of this is how many people that need to be contacted per day. This is making sure my schedule is accurate and clear, that I don't have things in a way that don't need to be there. And then on the 15th, I'll be ready to start interviewing.
Perfect. So how you feel?
I feel like this is magic.
Let's do it. That's what we do.
Thank you.
For sure. So at the Strategic Scale Institute, it's designed specifically for business owners who are making $250,000 a year up to $1 million or more. We even had clients that are doing $2, $3, $4, $5 million a year who are looking to strategically scale their business without burnout, so they can actually work less hours and actually experience more profit and impact more people in a strategic, systemized way. If you want to know how we can actually work together, go to scalemadeeasy.com. Go to scalemadeeasy.com. Got a ton of free resources on that page, and you will see somewhere where you can actually click and schedule a strategic scale session so we can jump on the phone and talk about how we can potentially work together. So go to scalemadeeasy.com, and I'm looking forward to speaking to you soon. Hey, if you enjoyed this episode, you want to do two things. Number one, click below this video and go ahead and subscribe so you'll be the first person to know when we release new episodes. And number two, you want to click right here so you can check out the next episode. I know you're going to love that one as well. So go ahead and subscribe right now and then click right here to check out this next episode. See you in the future.